pee, poo poo. I got to pee pee a little bit upstairs. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Strength Classroom. Today, I'm walking you through my max effort upper body workout. Now, I hate when someone says, I'm getting too good at an exercise. Now, what I'm going to start doing, my max effort upper body days, or even my lower body days for that matter, I'm going to alternate with doing sandbag cleans and landmine cleans. And honestly, there might be some days where I do both. That's better suited for the landmine, the dynamic day, just because it's not as heavy and I like to keep a high heart rate. I might combine the two or just do one of the two, because I do like doing sandbag cleans, but I feel like I've been struggling to place it in my program. Sometimes I want to put it on my lower body days, but then I like putting jumps there, and then I have to do my other exercises. Now, as you can see, this is 155 pounds on the bar, and I'm able to do it for 3. I will make a video on my progression of this exercise. At one point in time, I was barely able to do 135 for 2, and it was a sloppy as shit too. Okay. Apparently there's many different ways you could do this. You could do a split clean. You can just do it like a normal power clean. Who gives a shit? Okay. I'm not trying to be a landmine university student. I'm not trying to be an Olympic clean student. I'm just trying to be strong. Trying to be quick, trying to be powerful, all that good shit. Now, I'm just going to start wearing my supportive equipment. It takes a little bit more time for setup, but how much longer does it take? 15 seconds. Okay. These are elbow sleeves and wrist wraps. They don't add much weight to the bar, and you should only really use them on your heaviest sets, like your work sets. Same with straps. You shouldn't be strapping up with 135 pound on the bar unless that's pretty damn close to your max. But even then, so just grit through it, develop your grip strength, and go from there. So there's 275 for 5 on a close grip bench. I will be making a video on the cues of bench pressing that people forget. I've been using them, or barbell pressing, I should say. I've been using them a lot lately, and as you can see, 275 for 5, that's not world class, but I feel like that flew up, and it's just from these little cue changes throughout the exercise. Now here's a back down set for 225. I believe I got 12 reps. You can count on your own. But here, I don't know what happened. I just muscular fatigue set in really fast. And I felt like I could do more reps, but I just wanted to bang out as many explosive ones as I could without having to pause at the top and gather myself again. So 12 reps, I feel like that, if I'm doing it with that parameter, I feel like that's pretty good. Now, I've really been digging the heavy barbell rows. I might push it another week. This is 275 for 10, and it's fairly strict. You can tell there's no jerking. Sure, the back angle is changing, but watch someone row a boat. I say this all the time. Watch someone row a boat. Their back angle is not perfect the whole time. That is how you get back growth. Now, you have to make sure that you are not increasing the weight and reps by just rocking up and down more and using more body English, let's say. But is using body English a sin? No. 275 for 10. That's a pretty good day at the office, if you ask me. And off a 3.5 inch platform. That's not even from the floor. If I did it from the floor, I could do maybe 315. Maybe. Here is some, I call this light shoulder work just because it accomplishes something different. We've been moving much more weight. You got 70 pounds hanging from kettlebells. And what I've noticed about this bar, and there's no back support, by the way, but I'm sure you can see that. What I've noticed with this bar is the more kettlebells you have on there, the more it oscillates. So putting 35 pound, one 35 pound kettlebell on the bar is definitely not the same feel as having 2 kettlebells on each side that equal up to 35 pounds. So if you do have a bar, like a chaos style bar, that is something to take into account. And I should probably make a video on that if there's enough interest, but I pretty much said all there is to right there. Because on this next set, I'm like, you know what? That was going up really easy. Let me add on 50 pounds. I could barely fucking do it for 1. Okay, like the bar was moving all over the place. So the more hanging weight you have on, not the amount of weight, but the more hanging weights you have on the bar, the more oscillation there's going to be and the more stability there needs to be. Okay, so 2 sets of 10 to 15 reps. I believe it was 15 and 12. And then I did 2 sets of weighted push-ups. I went for a walk with my wife the previous night before, and I had this weighted vest already loaded up. So I'm like, you know what, rather than stripping it, let's just do 40 pounds, do as many reps as I can, and go from there. Now, typically you would see me only using the kettlebells and have my feet flat on the floor, but I'll say, let's go for some more range of motion. Let's get a little bit more front delt in there, triceps, just more range of motion, and it should be a better exercise. At least hypothetically, that's the theory. Now, I think I did a set of, 17 or 18, and then a set of 15. It doesn't really matter. It's on my log somewhere. I keep track of it from there. That's the beauty of doing 3-week waves. You get to kind of ramp up really quickly and then decide, you know what, can I push this for another 3-week wave? At least that's how I do it anyway. I think that's how most people that use 3-week waves would train. Then I'm doing some club swings for some unconventional arm work. You get a little bit of shoulder in there as well. Some lat, some core, a little bit of hip rotation, core rotation, all that stuff. And especially grip work. When that thing is out to the side, when you're swinging right there, it wants to fly out of your hands. But you need to grab super hard in order to let that not happen. And then I just supersetted it. I wasn't really planning on doing some tricep work, but I'm like, let me just get out a band. How much can it hurt to do some band triceps in between? It might be good for the tendons, good for the muscle, and it just offsets the grip work that's going on there. And I decided to do them like this with one arm because there's something about band triceps doing them with 2 arms that I don't dig. I feel like I grab one of the bands and I do a longer extension than the other one. So I feel like this one arm tricep extension really allows me to focus on that one side of my body, as you can see here. And I like leaning over. I'm just kind of getting as much stability as I can. So all the work is going into the arm. And I don't really feel that with the 2-handed, more upright version. And you could see I put my hand inside the band and loop it around my wrist. I feel like this gives you, it eliminates grip and forearm being involved. Not that that's bad in all exercises, but just that's not an exercise. You know, when he builds their grip through band tricep extensions. So if you have the clubs, if you have the band, this is a perfect exercise to complement each other if that fits your goals. Here's the breakdown of the workout. And the most important thing I always end my videos off with, have yourself a great day, ladies and gentlemen.